Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Moletrap here, coming at you with the first game of the finals, but it's not the finals for the whole Pro League. It's the finals of the playoffs from the second round, and we have MBC Game Hero versus CJ Antis here. And I decided to start off on this screen because this is showing all of the matchups. This is a best of 7, and in case you couldn't read those fast enough, the matchups are Shark versus Savior is the first match. Pusan versus Much is the second match. So a ZVZ, then a PvP. And then the third match is Light and Saint versus Rage and Oversky, which is actually a pretty heavily stacked 2v2 match. A lot of talent in that 2v2 match. Fourth game is Bisu versus Iris. Fifth game is July Zerg versus Zelos, which is amazing. The sixth game is the Zerg and Jaehoon versus Mingu and Memory. The B team 2v2s, I guess. And then the seventh game, if it gets to that, will be an ace match of who knows who it will be. So that's what's going on in this set here. But this is just the first game. This is Savior versus Shark, a ZVZ. And again, I'll just throw up this format one more time real quick to remind you guys what's going on here. We're on the right side now. This is round 2. MBC Game Hero beat Hanbit Stars. They beat Lake Half Oz, and now they are here against CJ Entis to try and prove themselves to get to the finals to face off against SK Telecom in the Grand Finals. But CJ is here too, and they are, you know, they could easily win and advance as well. That's what happened with SK Telecom. They were the first seed on the left, and they just waited for MBC Game Hero to get up to them and then beat them and got into the finals. Anyway, so, a lot on the line here, ladies and gentlemen, but it is a best of 7, and so I'm excited to see how this goes. I'm going to go ahead and skip forward now here to a little bit closer to the game. This VOD that I'm looking at is actually an hour long with all the introductions and interviews and stuff like that, but since I can't understand the interviews, we're just going to go ahead and skip all those. We're getting right into the game. Savior versus Shark, and, you know, I'll give my usual disclaimer. Savior, of course, was a match fixer, a bit of a scumbag in that sense, but we can at least watch his games and appreciate when he was a good player. And so, looks like Shark is going to be the teal player here on the bottom left, if I saw that correctly. There he is. He looks kind of sharky too. Like, he almost looks like he should have sharp fangs coming out of his mouth. It's kind of a weird look to him. And Savior's going to be the purple Zerg in the bottom right. This is the map Arkanoid, by the way, which I guess I might as well throw that up here since I can. Arkanoid, very interesting map. Lots of neutral buildings in between everyone, and you have these expansion points which are easy to get to, but there's neutral chrysalises, if that's the right word, blocking you from putting your hatchery in the right spot. Now, however, you can see there's gas at those, and there's nothing blocking you from putting the hatchery near the gas. So in ZVZ, it's what's essentially an air map, because the neutral buildings are so hit pointy that it's going to be really hard to actually break through them and go for a ground attack. This is almost certainly just going to be an island map. This is just going to be air battles. And so not being able to take those extra minerals is not necessarily a big deal, because Zergs are just going to want that second gas or that third gas more than anything else. And we actually see, yeah, look at this. See, we're gonna see these drones come out here and take those extra gases. So it doesn't have to go up where the minerals are. That's a nice spot, actually, because you can actually get a few minerals relatively easily from that spot as well. A little bit better than Savior's spot where he put his expansion hatchery, actually. So Shark maybe have a little bit of advantage here. We'll see, though. But that's like, you know, mid-game placement where possibly we... Wait, am I seeing the right spot? I can't even tell whose hatchery that was, actually, so maybe I'm wrong about that. Anyway, we'll see if that plays into things later on, getting a few more minerals here and there, but probably won't. Anyway, we're probably going to see both players just get very quick gas and second gas and go straight to lair, not even getting... There's no reason to get Zergling speed. There's no reason at all. Since your Zerglings cannot... It doesn't matter. They're probably not even going to make Zerglings. We might see... I guess we might see maybe... Since they'll have a few extra minerals, They might make one set of Zerglings and start picking away at some of the neutral buildings, but I doubt it, because one set of Zerglings is one drone that you don't have. And this is nice little timing here. He's practiced for this map. He's got the drone going down, creating the extractor, just at the perfect timing, so he can probably send drones to that extractor, and they'll land right before the hatchery pops. Whereas Savior's build, a little bit less refined. He's kind of not making that second extractor. He's going to be behind on gas here. He's actually mining minerals from that spot. Well, it looks like Shark is sending drones over to his gas maybe a moment late as well, but Savior is going to be farther behind in getting that. And maybe this is why, though, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Okay, so this is what we're seeing. He's actually saving up for a third hatchery to get that third gas quicker than Shark. And look at this. We do have Shark sending a couple drones over to those extra minerals, actually, just to get a little bit extra mineral mining in. The Savior has not even made that second gas yet. So he's going to tech up. He's going to try and, you know, it's like... if your curve, I don't know how to describe it actually. I wish I could draw, but basically if the curve of your gas intake is a curve, or I'm not thinking of it. Let's just put it simply. If you get more gas because you have two gases for less time rather than one gas for more time, then more gas overall is better. And so that's, I think, what Savior's going for here. So he's hoping to be able to collect enough gas from two extra gases over time that it'll balance out the fact that he got his second gas much later than Shark. Is kind of his plan here. So we're seeing his plan revealed. And, you know, Savior is a macro player, so it's not too surprising he's going to go for something a little bit greedy. And actually, Shark has made 6 Zerglings. And guess what? Zerglings are not drones, ladies and gentlemen. But it doesn't matter, because he's not even going to be able to use those extra drones, because he doesn't have the third gas, basically. And so he's got nowhere to put the extra drones, essentially. But he's actually trying to power through these neutral buildings. And with that many Zerglings, 1, 2, 3, 4, there's like 10, 12 Zerglings. He's actually, this might be the perfect counter, actually, if he gets through these buildings in time. And I was thinking, like, oh, if they made 2 Zerglings, it wouldn't be able to get through the buildings very quickly. But with that many Zerglings, he's actually powering through them very quickly. He's forcing Savior to respond. Savior has spotted this somehow. He started to make Zerglings from his 3 hatcheries, not 2. And so he's going to maybe be able to deal with this. Those big temples are more hefty than the smaller depots, though. So it's going to take him a little bit longer, but he's actually powering through them very, very quickly here. The Spire pops. He's getting an Evo Chamber. Shark getting an Evo Chamber along with his Spire. He's going to try and play a defensive game here. He's running through here, but Savior has a nice little concave here. Well, not a concave, but a nice little line, defensive line of lings. And he's going to force Shark back. I mean, Shark... I'm not sure what Shark is doing here. He's just waiting. He's giving the Savior more time to build more lings and to get so, oh, 2 lings sneak through. Oh, that's actually huge. He's gonna get a drone, but more importantly, he's pulled those lings off of the front door, allowing his other lings to stream through. He's gonna split them up into different locations. He's gonna go send a couple up here to the top to this second gas. He's gonna send a few over to the third gas, and he's gonna be able to attack 3 different positions at once with these Zerglings. It looks like not too much damage to the top, a drone or 2 picked off at the bottom, and in the meantime, both of them hatching out Mutalisks. Now here's the thing, Shark also did have more gas total, I think. Even though Savior's gases, he had 2 of them, he didn't have them up for very long. So I believe that second gas that was up for a long time for Shark means that he does have more gas in the bank right now. So this is a waiting game for Savior. Savior has to, and you know, Shark hoping that he could go in with those lings and more Mutalisks. Well, he didn't necessarily know he was going to have more Mutalisks. I don't know if he knew all of what Savior had, but Shark here has a little bit of a timing where he's going to have more mutas. He needs to kind of make use of it, though. I don't know if he's going to, though. Savior opting to get a bunch of Scourge. You know, when you're behind in ZVZ, you kind of need to get the Scourge, because the Scourge can be a little bit more cost-effective, essentially. And this is this is 2006, so this is before Mutalisk Micro was perfected, where in a ZVZ with Jadong in 2009, for example, you know, Scourge don't land on him because he can just pick them off. He can just micro against them really well. But in ZVZ in 2006, Scourge can actually land, and they can be an effective use, especially if you split them up. You get 1 Scourge on each enemy muta. You use your Mutalisks and the Glaive bounce to finish off the last, you know, I think 10 hit points of those mutas that have been damaged by a Scourge, if you can split them properly, is a really nice thing to do. Here we have a little bit of battle. Savior with inferior mutalisk count, but he snuck some Zerglings into Shark's main base, though. He's picking off drones left and right. This is huge. This could be the stroke that actually kills off. Oh, he finally sees it and finally pulls his drones and finally brings his mutalisk back to deal with these lings after 4 or 5 drone kills. That is huge. That is huge. That is probably, you know, a third of his economy that just got demolished. Maybe a quarter, since I'm kind of thinking he does have some gas drones there as well. But that is a huge percentage of his economy just absolutely destroyed in a very short amount of time. And I think with that, Savior also has bought the time for his third hatchery and third gas to start paying off. And so now he's going to be able to start getting out more mutas. I think Shark still technically has more mutas at the moment, but with the Scourge in play as well, to kind of force him back, it's going to buy Savior enough time and leverage that he's going to be able to come out on top in this game more than likely. Here's the mutalist battle. It might be, well, let's see again. Okay, it looks like even with some Scourge hits landing, maybe Savior didn't trade his Scourge quite well enough or something like that. It looks like Shark still has the muta advantage, still having the air advantage. He's coming with his own Scourge as well. He needs to be careful not to accidentally Scourge an Overlord there. And he is going in here, and yeah, they've both traded away their Scourge. And oh, okay, so here Shark now has to run away from those Scourge though. But he's down to just actually, it looks like he's down to like 3 or 4. So maybe, so okay, I keep saying this is like maybe the moment has happened, but now it's definitely happened. Savior now has basically even amount of mutalisks with 3 gases versus an even amount of mutalisks with 2 gases, which means from here on out, Savior is going to be able to produce more air units than Shark, and Shark is nowhere near getting that 3rd gas to match it, and he's lost his drones as well. I'm pretty sure this is in the bag for Savior, and here we see Savior kind of actually flubbing a little bit, trying to micro against those Scourge, and he's going to eat 4 Scourge for nothing. He doesn't get a single hit on them, because this is 2006 again, you know. It was not as refined, and people hadn't practiced it. People didn't even really know what the full extent of the possibilities were, and the VODs can go ahead and have a seizure and choke and freeze in the crucial moments of the game, I guess. There. It looks like the game's not over yet, though. I thought we saw before the game froze that there were the mutalisks going in against each other. That I thought that was going to be the ending battle, and Shark was going to lose because he was going to have less mutas. But yeah, again, sorry, folks. These VODs are very, very old, and I believe that these might have actually been recorded, like actually screen capture recorded from the old, you know, OSL or MSL video feeds online from the old days, or I don't know, something like that. So the source material was not a lot to go with, unfortunately. But yeah, Savior now pushing back here. He's got the superior mutalisk count. Shark with only a couple mutas left here, forced back into his base. And Savior falls back. I think he knows that he's got the advantage, and he's content to just chill for a minute. It doesn't have to go in for the kill just now. He can wait until he has overwhelming air superiority, and that'll be fine. And that's what he's doing exactly. You don't want to make a mistake and go in too hard. Shark does have an evolution chamber, by the way, and I'm not sure. Maybe he got that so he can get +1 weapons on his Zerglings or something like that. I'm not sure, but it might have been the fact that he knew he might have less mutas. But point being, Shark theoretically could have some spore colonies somewhere. I haven't seen any yet, but maybe there's some in his main, or I don't know. I'm just hypothesizing ideas of how Savior could overcommit and lose his advantage, and that's what he wants to avoid, is running into a situation like that. But we haven't seen any spores yet, so I don't know. Anyway, so it's just a matter of time, I think, here, though. What can Shark do? I mean, maybe if Shark gets some, well, what Savior is doing is what Shark needs to do. If Shark engaged in some sort of an air battle in his airspace while Savior was attacking him and snuck Zerglings into Savior's base and attacked and got several drones or disrupted the economy, that would be the way that he could maybe come back in this game. But instead, Savior's doing that. It's the exact thing. A little bit of battle happening in Savior's territory. Shark going in a little bit too far there, but a little bit of a disadvantage with the muta count. He still goes in, and in the meantime, Savior sneaks some Zerglings in. Those are slow Zerglings, by the way. He never even spent any gas on the Zergling speed, is what it looks like. Correct me if I'm wrong. And it's, again, just disrupting things. Oh, he didn't actually kill the other Ling! Okay, now he did with the drones, but still. Anyway, so just even more distraction. He's even going to send in another Zergling there. And why not? You know, why not send in a few extra distraction Lings? Okay, he does have a Spore there, actually. I just saw it now. I don't know if it was there before and I missed it because it's underneath that Overlord. But there is a Spore colony in his second base. And now, with no mutas and no drones and no hope, Shark GG's and Savior is going to take the first game of CJ versus MBC game. And you know, this is 2006, so this is actually a couple years before Savior gets washed up and starts match fixing to make money or whatever he wants to do. I don't know. But in 2006, he's still basically the strongest Zerg, so fans at the time probably excited to see him excel there and pull off a win. And you know, CJ, the top team in the league, and so they're defending themselves here against the MBC Game Hero. But MBC Game Hero has come back from deficits before. They were down 3-1 in the previous series against Oz. They're down 1-0 here, but the next game is going to be a PvP, another mirror match. It's going to be Pusan versus Much, which is actually going to be a very, very strong matchup here in 2006. Anyways, hope y'all enjoyed this game. There's Shark kind of checking out the replay. What did I do wrong? What happened there? What was his build? And anyway, hope y'all enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Game number 2 coming up pretty soon.